The story of Ben Brereton Diaz is nothing short of incredible. How on earth did a lad from Stoke end up representing the Chilean national team at... Thanks very much, leaf blower in the background. How on earth did a lad from Stoke end up representing Chile at the Copa America and scoring as well? You all know really the basics, but let's take a deeper dive into how it all happened. So Brereton started his youth career at Manchester United from the ages of 7 to 14, never made a senior appearance. He went to Stoke, his boyhood club, never made an appearance for them, and then in 2015 he signed for Nottingham Forest. He spent the first 2 years in the youth academy and made his debut against Leeds United away from home in 2017, in which was a 2-0 defeat. 2 games later was a moment he'll never forget in his entire career. His first ever professional goal, an injury time winner at home to Aston Villa.
Brereton! Speechless. It's great for me and the club. We just needed 3 points, so yeah.
Even before he scored this goal, there was a lot of hype around Brereton's future and what he could potentially do. And sooner or later, of course, there was Premier League interest. Liverpool and even his old club Man United were linked with him. However, his next 2 games, he'll end up scoring against Fulham and Sheffield Wednesday. We lost both of those games. Shock. It's Nottingham Forest. In his second season and his first full season as a senior player, he scored 5 goals and got 3 assists. And this is when he was really starting to get a lot of attention. And it felt like it was just a matter of time before this lad was going to go to the Premier League. But it all went to quite a strange place. He ended up signing for fellow Championship club Blackburn Rovers, a club that weren't exactly in a particularly exciting situation. They were doing roughly the same amount of success as what Forest were doing. Blackburn, if anything, were worse than Forest because they had literally been in League One the year before. He initially signed for Rovers on loan and then signed permanently the next season for a fee believed to be £7 million. But yet he only scored 2 goals in that loan season, and again in his first full season as a permanent Rovers player. It is worth pointing out though, in his second season he had a lot of time out of the team, but when he did play, he didn't really do that much. So of course, he would now end up being called an expensive flop. £7 million and only 4 goals in 2 seasons. You can see why they'd say that. However, things quite quickly changed for the good for Brereton, because in the COVID season without any fans, he would net 7 goals and get 5 assists and would play a lot more games, starting 30 games, only missing 6 in the entire year in the Championship. He would become an integral part of that Blackburn attack along with Adam Armstrong and Sam Gallagher. And now for the story which made Ben Brereton's rise so unique, his call up to the Chilean national team. And a story that I didn't even know until recently, how he actually got the attention of the Chilean FA. And believe it or not, it all starts with the game Football Manager. Apparently, a group of Ben Brereton's fans noticed that he was half Chilean on Football Manager, and they started an official campaign for him to be called up to the Chilean national team. And the national team noticed this. And before you know it, he was officially called up to the Chilean squad for the Copa America. Not just friendlies, the Copa America, the South American Euros. How mental's that? He'd make his debut against Argentina, against Lionel Messi, a pretty good player at that as well. In his second game for Chile, he'd start against Bolivia and score his first goal. The goal would end up winning them 3 points in the group stages.
Viene el primero, está Brereton, lo va a encarar, Brereton! Gol! 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 Gol!
He'd feature in every game that proceeded for the rest of that tournament in which Chile got to the quarterfinals of the Copa America. It's also worth pointing out, of course, that his name was now Ben Brereton Diaz, when before this, it was just Ben Brereton. Now his name still officially is Ben Brereton, but for Chile, he had a Diaz on the end of it, because in Chile, they used the mother and father's surname. And as you can gather from that, the reason why he qualified is because his mother was Chilean. So it's not like he was just some whim. He was officially part Chilean. Going back in time a bit, he did represent England between 2017 and 18, playing a combined 19 games for the under-20s and under-19s, scoring 5 goals. But that was all he would do for the Three Lions. Going to the present day, he has stepped up massively in the absence of Adam Armstrong's departure to Southampton, And you wouldn't really ever believe that their star players just left, because Brereton has already broken a record for his most goals in a single season. After just 11 games, he's already got 10 goals. And you do feel like that Premier League interest that never materialised a few years ago is definitely going to start resurfacing. And there's also rumours of late that he's been linked with Sevilla in Spain. This is a bizarre story, but really quite an incredible one. And it isn't like he's just some bang average player that's getting this notice. He's a great player that finally will be fulfilling his potential. Thanks for watching this video, everyone. If you have enjoyed it, please of course drop a like on it and subscribe to the channel if you're new. A slightly different kind of video, but it is something that I have enjoyed doing. So if you'd like me to do more stuff like this, where maybe I document other players' careers so far, or players that have retired even, and just let me know in the comments below and I'll be keen to do more of these. There may be a video between now and the weekend, but stay tuned because there definitely will be at the weekend for Blackpool at home. Very excited to go to that. It's going to be a great game between the two informed teams in the Championship. And we're finally, after 3 weeks, back at the City Ground. I'll see you then. You Reds.